How's it going, everyone? It's been a while since I've been on here. I think even over a year now since I've made one of these kind of videos. And lately, I've just been thinking a lot about my experiences and lessons that I've learned through music school. I'm now in my master's at the Manhattan School of Music for jazz performance. And feel like I have a lot of things, a lot of lessons that I feel would be beneficial for anyone who's in music school right now or thinking of going to music school. Maybe you're in high school. And I think there's a lot of unspoken things like social dynamics, and I think they could be further explored. And I think our mind as musicians could be further explored and how we can live better lives as not just musicians but people. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today was putting down other people, other musicians, and kind of why we do this. And we've all been on Instagram or YouTube and we've seen a musician who we might think is not as good as us. We're like, wow, look at how many likes they have. They're blowing up. They're famous. So-and-so doesn't even have half the talent as me, blah, 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 things like that. We start to get into this self-talk with ourselves. And I used to do this quite a bit. And I just started to realize how not beneficial it was and how much of a waste of time it was. Basically, it was just me comparing myself to other people and trying to validate that what they had was because of some reason that wasn't fair, basically. So what I mean is, oh, this saxophone player has all these followers and isn't even half as good as me, but the only reason why they have followers is because they made this trending reel or something like that, right? And maybe that's even true. Maybe the reason why they have so many followers is because they had a really catchy reel and it blew up. They kept on posting and then they kept riding that wave of followers, and now they're super big and now they're on my Instagram feed. And for a really long time, that those kind of people would upset me. And then I finally just realized that why I'm so upset is because I wish I had what they had, and I'm upset because I don't believe that they're as good as a musician as me. And that's just not a good way to look at another human being, and also approaching music and how we should approach the music community. And I'm not saying that you can't be frustrated at maybe people who are maybe they're abusing the algorithm, or you feel that their content is just really kind of loud and maybe not artistic in the way that you would like it to be. And I can feel I've felt that way too, and often still do sometimes. But when you start to compare yourself to these people, and we make up stories, right, for why they have what they have, it's only because some, lucky happenstance that they have this success. But this kind of mentality that you're comparing yourself to them and that they just got lucky. It's like, so what? Who cares? So much time is just wasted. So much mental energy is wasted when you talk badly about these people. And really, they're the ones who have the last laugh because they have all the fame, and you're just sitting behind a screen judging them for how they're living their life. And I don't think it matters how someone else lives their life. That's the whole point. It's like, I get to live my life how I want. You get to live your life how you want. And that's just fine. I think so often we judge other people by the way we would live our lives and our own standards. And it's very common to do that. But I just think how silly that is. And I think we need to be a lot more courteous and gracious to each other. And it sounds like corny, right? Like, oh, like, you know, treat others how you want to be treated. Like it's first grade or something like that. But it's just so true, man, because our lives can become so miserable the more that you compare yourself to other people and you say, like, what do they have that I don't? And what do I have that they don't? And who does it help? It doesn't help anyone. You're just wasting so much time, and that time could be better spent working on yourselves or literally anything else. Go practice if you really want. But I also think this is a side comment, but just Instagram and being on social media really takes a toll, I think, on your psyche and your self-esteem. And I've been going off of it more often, and I felt so much better than I have in a really long time. And I notice whenever I go back on the app, I just feel a little bit more nervous to see what I'm going to see, to see what's going to threaten my ego. And that's really what this all comes down to, is our egos are threatened when we see someone else succeed. And we feel threatened when we see someone else who we think isn't deserving of success get success. So the next time that you're maybe feeling insecure about yourself, by seeing someone that you're maybe secretly jealous of, I want you to ask yourself, why do I feel this way? What do they have that I wish I had? And finally, what can I learn by observing them and maybe their pathway to success? Because this really makes it clear to us why we are feeling the way we are. Maybe it's coming from a need of we're lacking in something, right? Why do I feel this way? Well, I see they have fame and I want fame, or I see that they're successful and they have all these followers and they have all these gigs. Well, I want that. And it's totally normal to want what other people have. But I think more importantly, to reframe that mindset of coming from a place of need and want is to say, what can I learn from this person? And the more you can kind of look at life as what can I learn from someone else instead of pitting you against someone else, the more I feel you'll be happy, and also the less you'll feel like you're inadequate and like you need to compare yourself to someone else and that you're envious of someone else's success. Gosh, can't say that word today. Anyways, my phone's gonna die. I need to run, but I hope this was helpful for anyone. I'm gonna try and make more videos like this in the future. Drop a comment if you guys can relate to this or you want me to make any videos about any other topics in music school. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.